Okay, Capricia?
Okay. You want to go first? Since you can go first.
Victor, go.
Yeah, I recommend that we use D. We've been using this for the last couple of years as neighborhood council, and I don't see a problem with it now, so I would recommend that we use D.
Thank you, Capricia.
I think that we should use C. I feel that the board members, I feel like abstaining is not a vote. I would like either affirmative or negating each vote count. So I like the fact treating the abstention as a yes vote because it makes people take a stance.
Thank you. Yoli?
I'll come back.
Luisana?
May I ask a question? Okay, with the history, we obviously have problems meeting quorum. We obviously have issues with participation between, and I'm a little bit confused, so between B or D, just for our board to function better, what do you recommend?
Honestly, I really don't have a recommendation. Let's see, present and voting. I don't have a recommendation. Again, I think it's really a value judgment. Is it more important for you to stay functional regardless of who's present, who has their trainings up to date, etc., or is it more important that every vote that you take strongly represent a majority of your people on the board? So that's really a value judgment. Whether it's, I think obviously the first one makes it easier to conduct business. It's more practical, and maybe the other one is maybe more democratic in a way.
And I'm doing B.
B, Gama?
D.
Sasha?
I'm for B. I don't think that we should count abstentions towards being yes. I think abstentions are meant for when you feel like something's a conflict of interest or when you sincerely can't make a vote. I don't like it when people abstain, but I hope that people use abstentions for those crucial moments. And then also, I'd say the president voting thing, only because of the situation we got into with the funding when I had to recuse myself, right? And so if we get into that situation again where, something else comes up, there's a nonprofit that one of us happens to be a part of, and we need to recuse ourselves, if it's members present and voting, it'll be much easier for us to have that majority so that we'll be able to go and take a vote on that funding matter. So there's that, and then also what you had just said, Luisana, given the past record, I just think B would be the most efficient. And plus, I've seen it work for other nonprofits, so yeah.
Question, Amber. If they're present, if it is that one present and voting and someone had to recuse themselves, they got to leave the room. So at that point, they're not present.
Right, so let me just, I was going to make that one. So basically everything you said was correct, except for if there's a conflict of interest or a recusal. A recusal, you no longer count towards the quorum, you have to leave, you're not present at all. So that's a totally separate, so abstaining and recusing are two entirely different situations, and they totally affect the board count differently. When you're recused, you will never be part of the board count.
Okay. Regardless, I still think that B would be the most effective, just given what I've seen other nonprofits use.
Thank you. Augie?
D.
I'm also going to go for D. So at this point, we have 4 Ds, 1 C, and 2 Bs. 4, 5, 6, 7, and Yoli?
Yes. So actually, I was torn between B and D. But in our neighborhood council, we don't have youth member. So pretty much we would, present and voting, that would include all board members, I imagine. When would it not be present?
Well, if somebody hadn't done their funding training or...
If they were ineligible to vote.
To vote,
for any
only if
reason.
they were ineligible to vote. Okay. So I would go with B, present and voting. Because if they're present and they can't vote, then hopefully that would motivate them to get the training done. And I am not including abstentions. I'm totally in support of that. I don't like them going to yes. I would go with B.
Okay, thank you. Our majority was D. So for now, I'm going to mark D. Number 2. So this has to do with postings, right? Yes. So, slow down. So number 2, we do have a website. So we have the option of, instead of posting at 5 physical locations, only posting at 1. And if we don't take a position on this, the default would be to 1 physical posting. Okay?
Correct.
Our other choice is to leave it at 5 physical postings, which we already do, and we still have to post on the website and see support and all that.
Or you have another option, which is to adopt the one, which is what the current citywide policy is. And what you need to do tonight is state which one is the one, if you pick the one. But you could still continue to post at 5, but this way it would, you know, if for whatever reason there was an issue with the posting, you wouldn't be in violation.
Right.
So the one would be more practical.
I'll go ahead and start. I'm gonna say 1 because I do a lot of the driving around posting at 6 locations, and I'm saying 1. And I'd like the location to be here, since the meetings are here, and everybody knows that, so they could come here. Victor?
I think that we should stick with the 5 locations. As you can see, even the outreach that we have as a neighborhood council, we don't have a lot of participation, a lot of people come to the meetings because of lack of, this is not a normal meeting. So I think that we should keep the 5 locations so that we can get more input because, like I said, there's not enough outreach.
Thank you. Capricia?
I think that we should have one website and one physical posting location. If there's a problem with people being able to post on the website, I believe that we should perhaps expand the information so more people can post on the website, but we definitely need to have one physical location. I'm currently at least posting 2 different committee meetings and rushing every single time. It's really difficult to do. So the one physical location, and we have other ways to get out the word as well. We have Facebook that we're using. We have newsletters that we're using as well. I think we need to get with the times, adopt what City Council has recommended and also what Dunn has recommended and go with the one physical posting location.
Thank you. Joey?
Okay, so I am also in agreement with having one physical posting location. I think our outreach for the neighborhood council has greatly improved, and I will suggest that we continue doing the outreach that we've been doing. However, for posting one physical location, we have the website, we have Facebook. I would say that we continue with that. And when I know as a chair, when I post, I will continue to do all 5 locations, but to be in compliance and not to have any grievances or anything filed, one location.
Thank you. Lisa?
I agree, just one location and the online or whatever, the blast, I think that's more than enough. It's just, you know, if you have committees, you know how difficult it is to just, you know, we have just a limited amount of time, and we're not able to go to each specific location, and it just feels like a waste of time. Because honestly, nobody even shows up to your meetings anyways, so like, I don't know. So yes, one location.
I'll go with 1 with no explanation.
Sasha?
Yeah, I agree. I think we should have just the website, the one physical posting location. I think if anyone wants to take it upon themselves to do more than that, then, you know, that's a good idea, and you can decide wherever you want that to be. On top of that, the average age in El Sereno is actually incredibly young. I was really taken aback by that when I was looking at some stats the other day. So I think if we're trying to do outreach, especially when it comes to the youth, like, you're going to want to do it online. That's kind of the way most people get information these days. So.
I'll stick with 5.
I'll be 5?
Yeah.
Does the public have any comment on this? Anthony?
Thank you once again, Anthony Manzano speaking for this item. It's usually best to take your vote after the public has had an opportunity to speak, so that you guys can weigh in and take the public's opinion,
I'm
perhaps.
going to ask if anyone's changed their mind
Correct.
after hearing you.
So now, what I'd like to mention is, over the last 12 years, the Neighborhood Council has consistently posted at 5 locations. They've been the same locations for over a decade. 12 years. Now listen carefully. Once again, no one's had an opportunity to change it or review this. You guys are barely making a decision today, meaning this document was not posted at none of the 5 locations, first off. None of the stakeholders behind me are even aware that you're making quote-unquote bylaw amendments. Third thing is, you guys really need to consider that I'm the only stakeholder speaking to you guys, so please take my opinion extremely heavy, because what is real is real. Augie and June make sensible decisions, but for you guys to reduce the what would you call it, the posting locations to 1, and nobody out in the public, and very little comments coming today, doesn't show that you're serving the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Does anybody want to change their decision? Capricia?
No, I don't want to change my decision. I want to reiterate my decision about the one, about the one posting location. We also have the newspaper now that we're using, the Community Beacon. Each committee should be having regularly scheduled meetings, which means the same meeting time, location, and date every single month. And you should be able to get that to me or to someone so we can post it online and that we can have consistency for at least the rest of our year, rest of our term. Our term's in next May. We need to have consistency for the community.
Thank you. And, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, and it's not included in the this worksheet, but as you probably all are aware, it also requires posting on the early notification system, which is what you've been doing.
Yes. Thank you. I'd like to say that 12 years ago was a different time and we didn't have a lot of the media, social media that we have now. Number one. And number two, I mean, if we don't take a position on this, I mean, the public really has no say anyway. The department's going to implement what they're going to implement. So I think the fact that we're getting it out here is an effort. Yoli?
Yes, so I am, after considering the comment that's made, I am still sticking to one posting location. Reason being is that this board has been doing an extremely well job in outreach. As you could see, there are more stakeholders in these meetings than in the past. 12 years ago, when the NC started, it was 5 locations, and it did 5 locations. I don't think that 5 postings have increased the number of stakeholders in our meetings. And, you know, just because they're being posted in more locations, that doesn't do the outreach for us. We need to do the outreach in other ways, and we've been doing it, and it's been working. And I am still sticking to one physical posting location with website, and that's my comment.
Thank you. Okay, so we have 6 for 1 and 2 for 5. So we're going to go ahead and mark that we're going to have one physical posting location, and we need to pick a location. I've suggested here at the rec center, the senior center.
I'm in agreement.
Yoli to senior center?
I am in agreement. Capricia Paisio. Senior Center.
I would say the library, just because I feel it has more foot traffic, but.
Library?
Yeah, I agree, the library as
Library.
well. I think it has a little bit more foot traffic, so.
You can have this one or either one as your official posting location and still post at the other locations. It doesn't prevent you from doing it.
I just figured here because everyone knows the meeting's here, and if they want to come see the agenda before and they don't have internet, then they can do that. But either one. Augie, which?
On that one, I'm not sure about either one because the way I used to do outreach, I would bring a little gathering at the park and talk to the people. If you want to get the older people's attention, you got to go out there. A lot of people don't use computers or know how to use their phones. Only the young kids. But you know, the way I used to do it, I used to have a little barbecue and speak to them, and that's what they want to know. It's hard for them to come down here without nobody knowing.
Okay, do you have another suggestion for a posting location?
You can, like I said, a lot of people, they walk the parks and in the morning, in the evenings.
So the park?
We could post a lot of things all over.
But we need one location, a specific location.
I would do the library.
Library.
I'll do the library.
Thank you, Augie. Kama?
Library.
June? Victor? No comment? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's missing? You said library.
I did the same.
What'd you say?
I said,
She
yeah.
said the Senior Center.
Oh, that was me. Wait, what'd you say? Library?
I said Senior Center.
Okay, then that was, so we have 3 for the senior center and 4 for the library. So the library.
Number 3, grievance process.
So the next one is just based, I think many of you may be aware, maybe not, the city council passed a citywide ordinance to create a regional grievance panel so that there's going to be another level for, and another system for handling grievances. And each neighborhood council needs to appoint one person to be a representative on the regional grievance panels, which are not yet set up and will, in the future. And so if you don't pick an individual tonight, the default is going to be the president. I think you probably can pick somebody else later if you have to, so I wouldn't spend too much time on this.
Okay. I think this is a good idea because it would be completely neutral. Right? It would be a panel hearing everyone's grievances.
So the way this policy is written is that neighborhood council, or stakeholders would submit all their grievances to our department. The department would do the initial review to see if the grievance, to review the merits of the grievance, if they were, identifying actual violations. And at that point, it would go to the neighborhood council, and the neighborhood council would have the option of either automatically kicking it up to the grievance panel or going through its bylaws process. Some types of grievances would automatically go to the grievance panel. And then if you did choose to carry it through your neighborhood council's own process, and the person wanted to appeal your decision, they could appeal to the regional grievance panel. So that's the way it's designed to work. But like I said, it's not even